Hi, my name is Tom Liberman, and this video is going to be about my philosophy when writing my second novel, The Staff of Sakatha. The second novel, The Staff of Sakatha, involves another relic from the ancient empire surfacing, being found, and being dealt with. It is a similar concept to the first novel. It's played out in a very different environment. And that environment is, or was, the focus of my philosophical ideas behind this novel. As a Randian objectivist, I want to use these novels to put forward that kind of critical thinking. And one of my problems with Ayn Rand, and her novels is, and I hope you forgive me for those objectivists out there, the two-dimensionality of her world, of her characters. And one of the areas that I was disappointed with in Atlas Shrugged is the isolationist nature of the valley, where John Galt and his chosen cohorts live. They have a huge advantage in being isolated. And that doesn't, to my way of thinking, make for a realistic examination of the idea of an objectivist society, where everybody is raised and put together to live a critical thinking style of life. So in The Staff of Sakatha, the setting is a valley-like place, the Knights of Elakargal, the free riders, but they are not isolated. They are far from isolated. They are surrounded by fearsome enemies. And they are not just a hand-picked, chosen few. They have been a society for generations, and the children have been raised in this society. And there are people who think differently, and there are rebels, and there are people who do not necessarily agree with this objectivist way of running the country. And there are drawbacks, as we see in the book, to running a country in this particular fashion. So my idea here was to investigate the idea of a critical thinking society that is not isolated. And these critical thinkers, the Knights of Elakargal, the Free Riders, happen to be in a place where this relic, ancient relic, the Staff of Sakatha, arises. And into their midst comes a man, a young man, a teenager, 17-year-old John Gray, who is one of the main heroic figures in my fantasy novels, but at 17 he is still quite immature. He has not achieved what he will later in life. And his encounters with these people, the knights, and their way of thinking shapes him and changes him, and I think for the better, even though he himself comes from another one of these valleys, the Grey Lord lands. He is the son of the Grey Lord, John Grey, and he has been raised with these kind of philosophies, but he has not fully embraced them. And he kind of does things his way. He is truly heroic, and I will discuss him later on when I'm talking about my characters, not necessarily this video, which is more about my ideology. And he also influences the Knights of Elakargal with his behavior, but they influence him, and how a people can survive in the real environment of the real world with enemies and even enemies within that you don't know about, let alone external enemies who are objectively out to destroy you, who want to destroy you, is one of the main thrusts of my thinking in this novel. How the Knights of Elakargal, how Elakargal itself, the Free Riders, influence John Gray as he is on this quest to find the Staff of Sakatha and return it to his father, who is collecting these items. So that was my thinking, my main ideological thinking when I wrote The Staff of Sakatha. It can be purchased at Barnes & Noble, at Smashwords, at Amazon, $2.99. You can go to any of those sites. I now also have a website, tomliberman.com. Pretty easy to remember. and there are links there to get the book. So hopefully this video, for those of you who have read the book, maybe clarifies what I was thinking when I wrote it. And for those of you who have not yet purchased my book, $2.99, and read it, maybe this will pique your interest. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.